Hello guys and welcome in back to the channel, so to say. I hope you all have had a good day. It's been a while since I uploaded. Today's video we're gonna discuss a little bit regarding what you can expect, I think, more than actual like this is how you play with randoms. As we all know, Hunt has introduced Bounty Clash, they have Bounty Hunt, and they have Soul Survivor. But in the two multiplayer modes, the Bounty Clash and the Bounty Hunt, you are able to play as a duo with a random person or a trio with a random person. This video will be more about my own thoughts regarding the subject of playing with randoms. I have heard a lot about people don't like to play with randoms because they don't like how they play, or they just don't like it. They'd rather play solo than play with randoms. And that's fine, that's fine. But hopefully with the patch 2.2 and the new Crytek video that they came out with, we all can see the light in the end of the tunnel, let's say. And a lot of the problems that I had before with playing with randoms was more of a disadvantage. But with the new patch, I kind of feel like they are turning the tide. I think random trios will be more sneaky, more viable, so to say, in the future than it has been before. So with that said, let's go in. We'll dive into, for example, communication systems, how to communicate with your randoms. We will go into a little bit how I feel I play with randoms, and that makes me at least feel like I'm always having a good time, even though like whoever I play with. And lastly, we might go into some, like, let's call them tips and tricks instead of a guide, because I've seen a lot of people doing guides on how to solo, guides on how to play in trios, and guides on everything, but this is more like a general thumb of keep in mind. So with that said, let's jump into the video, and I hope you guys will enjoy. Please subscribe and follow the channel if you like, and also smash that like button. Thank you very much. See you guys around. So, like I said, communication with randoms can be on the rough side. There's a lot of people who might not be confident in their English skills, or don't even maybe know English. Might not even want to VoIP because they're not that fond of talking to strangers. But there are actually other things to use, and we will go through them a little bit in Hunt to communicate. And if we start by discussing ping, now do have in mind that these are my personal thoughts about the whole thing. I think ping, if I would rank you have three different communication systems in Hunt. For now. Let's put it like that, for now, because patch 2.2 isn't out yet. So you have ping, you have text so you can chat, and you have VoIP. Now all these three right now are having their own bonus plus and minuses, let's say. If we start with what I feel is the worst one, it's chat. Because sure, chat is good if you want to make something clear, you can type it out and they can read it and it will stay there. You know, it's a chat, it will stay there, so you can like read back what did he say. But if we think about it, Hunt is a information game. That information might be old as he presses enter because they've moved. Another thing with text is you actively need to stop playing the game to type. I think that's really bad. And you also have another section with the text where it's like you when you type, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think it goes out to all players in the vicinity, so it's not just for you and your team, which means that other people can read your conversation and can plan accordingly. Sure, you can spread disinformation in or misinformation in the chat. I'm not gonna say that I have done that, but it's fun to do and trick a little bit, you know, play the psychological games. The second one that I feel like I use is the ping. Ping is amazing if you're pinging, like example, ammo box, or you're pinging a lunch box or other stuff. But it really starts to become bad when you're pinging. For example, let's say we're not chatting, we're not VoIPing, so we're only pinging. And sometimes some people are really good at pinging a lot, and when you double press it becomes a red ping, which means enemies. Not everyone uses this as a uses it in the correct way, so to say. So sometimes they will ping frequently and you will just be like, what is going on, what is happening? But at the same time, take it with a grain of salt. They might have found like Berserker for you, or they might have found Shadow, Death Cheat, and that sadly those doesn't show up as a, hey, he found a trait, you know, as they do for a Launchbox. So I don't know if Crytek will hear this, but or the creators or developers, but it would be really nice if you ping the trait, it would actually show it's a trait, you know. Lastly, you have VoIP. Now, VoIP is the thing, in my opinion, that makes Hunt so fun. I've had a ton of fun interactions with both randoms, with friends, with quote-unquote enemies, and, you know, talking to everyone. I'm always having a blast with VoIP. And with that said, don't let a bad VoIP encounter sour the entirety of VoIP. That's all I'm gonna say. Some people will use VoIP in the quote-unquote wrong way, but bear in mind, you can mute people. If you go into escape, go into communications, there will be a list where you can VoIP your own teammates if you feel like they're toxic, but you can also VoIP, or you can also mute other, like, enemy players if they're being toxic, or if you just don't want to talk to them. Now, bear in mind, patch 2.2, like I mentioned several times, patch 2.2 will have a lot of other shit coming with the VoIP thing, and I'm really looking forward to it, so we're gonna spend a couple of minutes to talk about that. So if I've understood the video correctly, you will have a VoIP channel for the entirety of the lobby, and then as one of the downsides to VoIP before, they so like the downside of VoIP as it is in the game today is that if another team is in the vicinity of where the VoIP starts, they will see your names as randoms as you talk. They will pop up on your screen. Which means that, in my opinion, it means that randoms have a disadvantages in lobbies where pre-made teams are. Because the pre-made teams normally sit on Discord or other voice channels, while the randoms, sure, we all know we went in as randoms, but the vicinity of that VoIPing is quite far. And that means that they can set up an ambush. And that kind of sours the gaming experience, but it is what it is. We live in that world where it's like, this is how it is right now. And as I said, patch 2.2, they will create so you guys or the randoms will have their own VoIP channel, so you can VoIP in that. And you can actually talk to your teammates. And I'm looking so much forward to testing this, because I feel like this will bring another level to the random experience. So those are the communications, the communication. But to give you pointers, like try and keep it light and fun when you're VoIPing. I always try in the start of the game to like get a feeling of my teammates. Hi, how are you? You know, start a conversation. Normally helps. Do also bear in mind, for example, I'm Swedish. I am well aware that not everyone speaks Swedish in the world. Sadly. No, but jokes aside, not everyone speaks my native tongue. And I'm well aware that a lot of people, like, my English isn't perfect. So that's why I like to play on US East, is because I get to train English and speak to people. And I also get mostly some kind of interaction back, you know, either they'll VoIP or they're texting or they're pinging, you know, I'll get a response. For example, in the region of, I can only speak for European servers and US East servers, because those are mainly the ones that I play. In Europe, English isn't the most spoken language. Like, Europe is a lot of different countries and not everyone is comfortable in speaking English. So VoIPing is a hit or miss in Europe. But we will see. Maybe it is that they don't want to reveal themselves, let's say like that, in the game by VoIPing. So hopefully this new team channel will change that. But let's jump into the next chapter. So the next chapter here, we're going to talk about a little bit like the experience, the gaming experience with randoms that I've had. I've played Hunt for almost 1500 hours now. I'm gonna say that I almost watched the same amount on Twitch. I know, right? What a no-lifer. But I've been watching a lot of people play on stream with randoms, and I've been watching a lot of, like, I've tried it out myself. The experience in the beginning was like, what is going on? You know, I have no idea what is happening. So like, I got actually a tip from another streamer who said, just remember, Anakin, no one owes you anything. Now, what they meant by that is that they don't owe to communicate, they don't owe you a certain play style, and they don't owe you to bring in necromancy, chokes, all that stuff. Like the team play stuff, if you would call it like that. So, to remember, in this gaming experience, you kind of need to know that when people die, they might not want to sit and wait for you to try and get them. So if you hear a sound, like it's kind of like a loud sound, but and the skull like disappears from your teammate, it just means that they left the game. Like, it doesn't mean that they didn't want to play with you, it didn't mean anything, it's just that they want to maximize their gaming experience and they want to maximize how many rounds they can get in. Like, let's play with the thought that they needed to go to the bus, you know? Just drop it. They left, now it's on you and your other teammate to try and like hunker down and get the thing done. And the same goes for you, right? If you die, someone insta-burns you, because that's the thing. Poof, you're on fire. You can quickly check your teammates. Do they have chokes? No, none of them have chokes. Do you have the bounty? No, you don't have the bounty. You can kind of be like, okay, you know what? I'm also gonna leave because I want to go on to the next game. Like, that's the thing, right? You don't owe them a playstyle. They don't owe you a playstyle. You're just there to chill and have fun, you know? Another thing that I've noticed is that I tend to bring in, like, I'm more like, I play mainly with my friends. So I'll always try and have like a hand crossbow with revive bolts and chokes, or I'll bring in like necro and chokes. Like, I'll always try, because I kind of want everyone to get out, you know? I'm pretty like, I want everyone to get out. Loadout wise though, I have a tendency to play lower. I'm not gonna call them lower tier guns, but they are cheaper guns. Like, for example, a Vetterli. It's a solid gun. Does 130. It's not that expensive, so if I lose, I didn't lose the end of the world, you know? But you do have to have in mind, like, for example, now with Gunrunner, some people go in with a Lebel Marksman and a Auto 5. Or the old Crowning King, you know? And I've seen lately that they might sneak around a little bit. They'll try and get to you like half-heartedly, and then they'll leave. And I'm fine with that. Like, just think about it. You don't want to lose that loadout. It's like, I don't know, it's like 5 of my loadouts. So just bear in mind, like, only risk, like, this also goes for you as a player. Only risk going for the revive if you feel like you can do it. Okay? There are no hard feelings in, like, try not to have hard feelings in playing with randoms. And I mean, as I said there, play what you want to play. If you have a loadout you love a lot, play that loadout. Pick the traits that will work best for you or your loadout, or you can go more towards the team play kind of thing, and go like a necromancy, you know, like, bring that if you feel like, hey, I want to be able to rest from a safe distance, and do that. Do also bear in mind, I've had this happen several times, is that I'll start the necromancy and all of a sudden it stops. It could be that they left because they have information you don't have, right? So they're like, oh shit, he's on my body, like, guarding me. You can't hear it, you're sitting there necromancing. So he just leaves because he doesn't want to get far. And that's okay. Like, we all know the feeling. It's not fun to get shotgun down instantly when you revive. Another thing that I thought was good before was that you couldn't check other people's loadouts until you were in the game. Now you can check him out a little bit, which is good. Not because you want to check like, oh, is he running a Mosin? Like, what is he running? More of, you are able to match their energy. That's what I normally tend to do. If I get 2 people that have shotguns, I most likely will also swap out to a shotgun. But if I have 2 people playing snipers, I might not want to go in with my shotgun. You know, I might want to get a sniper or something else that is on range. So that can help you a little bit, so you don't get frustrated by seeing like, oh my god, he's sitting back in the bush just waiting. Yeah, check loadouts. You can see, okay, he's playing a sniper. Do I want to play with snipers today? No. Okay, just leave and get the new group. I would recommend more like just try and match their energy, the people that come in, and have fun with it, so to say. This is also a great way, by the way, to branch out, learn new play styles. For example, I never play sniper, or very rarely. So when I get sniper randoms, I'm kind of like trying to watch and learn as I play. Because they may have played a lot of hours as sniper and they are really good at it, whilst, yeah. You can learn a lot by watching them. Another thing also with playing with randoms is that, at least in my opinion, is that you can trust your randoms. Trust them, but also try and be the carry, you know? You need to play your best. If you feel like they aren't up for it, then you need to be the one carrying the backpack. Like, try your hardest, but also have fun, you know? No hard feelings. Also, do remember that if you play randoms, you aren't losing as much MMR as if you were playing pre-made. So do have that in mind. Okay. So we've come to how can you improve this? Like, how can we improve and show the glory of randoms, you know, to everyone and make them try it, or at least want to try it. First of all, patch 2.2 is in the work, as they said. They are working on the new VoIP, the VoIP thingy, as I normally say thingy, but the VoIP function. And that was actually like my biggest thing with this whole thing, is that I thought it was so unfair that people could see my name before I even knew that they were there, you know? So with this new VoIP function, I really think that randoms will get a new, like, a new breath, so to say. They will come back. Because it's so viable with being able to, like, hide yourself but still talk. Because if you think about it, communication wise, as we went on before, I can't type that I heard people 50 meters ahead. I can't VoIP that I heard people, because then I'll alert the people in front of us. So I need to ping. But the ping is unreliable longer than 30 meters. I can, like, ping rapidly, like, hey, enemy, enemy, in the general direction. But normally what happens is that you look at the ping, you know? You kind of don't think longer. So if someone pings to you in Hunt, I would say, as a thumb rule, try and look in the vicinity of that area, because the ping won't, like, get stuck to the enemy hunter, you know? It's not that accurate, the system. Other improvements or, like, randoms, I don't know. You already have, like, the lowered MMR, like, you lose less MMR. So I think that's fair. I think like I said, the new patch will solve a lot of the problems that I could see with randoms. Maybe I would like to have a chat only for your team as well, or, like, even, hell, I would even be fine with being able to move around the chat. For me, I've disabled it in the form of I've just hid it, so I can't see what people are typing, because I thought it was taking up a bit of my screen, and I didn't like it, because I've loved to be able to move it. Maybe you can that. I haven't checked it out that much, to be fair. Other things that would be good for randoms. Maybe I would say, maybe this is a question for you guys. What would you have liked to see to make you play with randoms? So if you think about it, what would make you play with randoms more than you currently are today? And with that, I'm gonna leave you with that thought. So please comment your thoughts on it. And Also comment some constructive feedback on what you liked about this video or not. And please have a really wonderful day, evening, or wherever you are. And if you guys want to check out live content, I will be trying out to stream on YouTube and Twitch. On Twitch it's Anakin Darkwalker, and I would love to see you there. So have a great day.